I was just like, you know what, CBA. Hi guys, and welcome back to Practicing Well. My name is Cindy, for those of you who haven't been here before, and for those of you who have been here before, what a do, bobo, happy new year. Happy new year, guys. I hope that you guys had a great entering into 2017 and you could successfully close 2016, and you closed it and you entered 2017 with a bang, because I didn't. This video is just to recap on 2016. I know we're like, you know, in the middle of 2017 at the moment, but you know, life has been happening and things have been turning upside down, so you're gonna have to excuse me about that. Life has been very interesting, to say the least, and so yeah, let's just get into the video. 2016 was a good year. It started on a high, ended on a low, unfortunately, but nonetheless it was a good year. And you know, sometimes I feel like we determine what the whole year was like depending on the way it ends. Change only comes from you, and change comes from your mindset, so you don't have to determine or label a whole year based on something that happened at the end of it. Don't forget about the whole 12 months, and that's something that I unfortunately did. But to recap on 2016 for me, it was actually okay. It was okay. I graduated uni in 2015, but so I had a little period of, you know, when I was jobless, and I was a professional bum. I was just sitting at home chilling, crying because I wanted a job. I was trying to segue, but I got a graduate job, my first graduate job in the financial sector. I was working for a building society, but I wasn't there for too long. It was okay. The people I was working with were absolutely fantastic. The only downfall really with the job was that it was so far, so I was driving for like 2.5 hours each day, both ways, and then I moved cities closer to where it was, and I moved again, so that was it just took a toll on me, and I just kind of left that after a few months. And then after that I got another job, but in between that I went to Italy to visit some family, which was absolutely amazing. Then I started my new job, which was another graduate job, another finance related job, which was actually okay. It's been really good. It was a good year for jobs. If you guys want me to do a video on, you know, how to get a graduate job, or any tips or advice that I've got in terms of applying for jobs or anything like that, then let me know in the comments below and I'll get onto it. Best thing that happened in 2016 for me was getting engaged. For those of you who have seen my engagement video, if you haven't, I'll leave a link of it below. It was an amazing day, honestly, one of the best days of my life so far. I got engaged to my best friend Marcel White. He is so amazing, honestly. But yeah, I got engaged, and it was literally, I was in a high after that for such a long time. I was just like, I'm engaged, put a ring on it, yes, I'm getting married. I was literally just walking like this. Engaged. Oh hi, yeah, I'm fine, I'm engaged. That's literally my conversations with people. I was so happy, so ecstatic. After getting engaged, I was in a period where I was learning a lot about myself, a lot about my strengths and my weaknesses, because I found that once being engaged and being in a position where you're preparing for marriage, you're kind of exposed to a lot of yourself, and seeing the kind of things that you need to work on or deal with before you enter into that covenant. So for this whole period of being engaged, it's been revealing, seeing a lot about myself, seeing a lot about Marcel, seeing a lot about the people around me, just really having some form of 3D vision to be able to see who I am and see what's around me. So that was really, and continues to be, a positive thing. And it can be a little bit challenging at times, because you are presented with things to deal with before you want to deal with them, but you just know that you're just gonna have to. Towards the end of the year, in December, so December the 3rd, it was a good day, normal day. Got ready, went out with my mom went to town. Sandra went to an event. I think she went to an event. So we were on our way back home. Mum and I were on our way back home, and Sandra called us when she got back home, and she said, for those of you who don't know, Sandra's my sister. We used to do some videos together before on the channel. You can scroll down to look at those. But yeah, so Sandra called us and she was like, guys, the house is burnt down. So I'm like, wait, what do you like? So I'm there driving like, wait, what do you mean the house is burnt down? She goes, like, guys, there's firemen here and the house is burnt down. So I'm like, okay, all right, we're on our way. So we get there and like literally it's just black. Things are just outside, things are burnt, and you know when like you're in so much shock that you don't even know what to do? But it was literally like I didn't realize the effects of it all. I didn't really, you know, catch up with what had happened until the next day or a few days after that. But I was like, okay, house is burnt down, so like what do? You know when something just happens, it's not part of the plan, you didn't plan for it, you weren't prepared for it, you just don't know. And the funny thing was, no one had any feeling in them like, you know, that something was going to happen. You know when sometimes you can feel anxious a bit, or you know, you can wake up and just feel a bit unsettled because you feel like something's about to happen but you're not sure? None of that. Everyone was so joyful, everyone was peaceful. Like the day was really, really good. I had a lovely time with mum in town. It was just a smooth, nice day. We had plans to come back, meet all at home, have a girls' night in, and just, you know, have some pampering, watch some movies. I was supposed to do Sandra's hair. Like it was literally just supposed to be a nice chilled out day. And then you come back and your house is burnt and you're just seeing everything in your living room outside in the garden, and it's black and it's burnt and your house is full of smoke and everything is just
Catapult. Finish. Gone. Complete. Outside. Black. Burnt. Hey. Chai.
that's literally. But yeah, so we went inside speaking to the firemen. They were like, well, the house, you can't live here anymore because it's unsafe and there's not really much to live in. We became homeless, and you know, it's hard to be, you know, labelled as homeless, even though, you know, it's not the first time that we've been in this position, but not because of a fire or anything, but just because of the system. And you know, yeah, but if you guys want a detailed video on what happened, then I will do that. But so at the moment we are homeless, but homeless never looks so good. So going into the new year wasn't like, yay, there was not, well, for me there wasn't any excitement or any kind of like joy, or like I didn't feel, you know, like I'm ready to enter this new year and, you know, change it all up. I was really like, okay, you know, I'm going in. It kind of felt like 2017 wasn't coming with a fresh start. It felt for me like 2017 was coming with a continuation of 2016, because I didn't put my mindset in a place where I was saying, you know what, I'm ready for change, I'm ready for a new start, I'm ready for a new beginning, I'm ready for things to blossom and for me to see the best and the good in everything. My mindset wasn't there. So for me it was like 2017 was just literally because it's January the 1st, and you know, there was no excitement for it to be anything. I just really didn't care. I couldn't be bothered. Yeah. So because of everything that happened, I found myself slowly getting into I don't want to use this word, but this is the only way that I can describe it. But I found myself slowly getting into depression and feeling very alone and just kind of suffocated by the situation that I was in. So I wasn't myself. A lot happened within me, and you know, when something like that happens, it can be very traumatizing. Through it all, God has been absolutely fantastic and amazing and phenomenal, and he's just been God. And I'm so grateful because he has given me so much hope. And you know what the thing is with me, I don't hide. I don't do things by cliche. If I don't feel like God is good, I'm not gonna pretend to myself that, yeah, God is good. So for a long time I was just like, okay, I wasn't saying God is bad or anything. I was just like, I'm just waiting for you to do what you want to do now. I'm just going with the flow. But regardless of how we feel, God is still God and he is still good. So it just took for me to catch up with reality, catch up with the truth of his nature and truth of who he is in my life and in my situation. And I still have to tell myself that every day, that God is in control, that God is able, that God is still seated at the throne and he's still king, and he's, you know, capable to shift everything. And anything that I may be going through is for a reason. It may not just be for me, it may be for others, it may be for strengthening, it may be for whatever reason it is, but you know, to give thanks in every situation that you are in. I'm ready for the rest of 2017. I'm ready. I'm so excited to do what makes me happy, do what I'm passionate about, do what drives me, do what helps others. I'm so ready to live, because I feel like a lot of us, including myself, has not been living and has just been going with the system and going with the flow of things. I want to live, and I want to live purposefully, and I want to live and not regret anything that I have done. Be able to look at the month and say, you know what, I'm proud of that month. I'm not ashamed. I don't want to live and be disappointed with the way that I have lived. I want to be able to say, you know what, I lived and I enjoyed and I helped people and I had a purpose. Like, life isn't promised to anybody. Tomorrow isn't promised. And if I die tomorrow, I want to be able to say, you know what, it's okay, because I lived and I was happy. I'm so hopeful for the rest of the year. I hope that you guys are also hopeful and ready to take 2017 with a different mindset, with, you know, a mindset that is ready to live, a mindset that is ready to conquer, a mindset that is just ready to say, you know what, come at me 2017. I'm ready. Because right now I'm just like, you know what, come at me, bro. And things may not be the best right now, but in it all, God has remained God, and that's what I'm so grateful about, because I fluctuate with my emotions, but God is constant. He's so constant, and he just, if you guys have any requests or any topics you'd like me to talk about, leave a comment below. And you know, again, I will have to always apologize for not uploading frequently, but now you understand what happened. Don't forget to comment and to like and to subscribe, and I will see you guys in another video. And thank you so much for watching. Have an amazing week and God bless you. Bye.